Hi, welcome to Your Black World News. I'm your host, Roosevelt Mitchell III. Today I have a special guest in studio, author Corey Smith, talking about his book, Conspiracy of Credit. How's it going today, Corey?
Pretty good. I can't complain. Life is well. Life is free.
Man, thanks for swinging through the studio, bro. So tell us about the Conspiracy of Credit, man. Why is credit a conspiracy?
Uh, Credit is a conspiracy because a lot of things people don't realize is taking place in their life is direct a direct reflection of what the banks, the credit bureaus, the politicians, even the religious institutions and the educational system have put in place to keep poor people in bondage, to keep people in operating in corporate slavery and things of that nature. So what I do in the book is try to expose a lot of the things that's taking place that people don't even realize is going on in terms of credit, because at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff boils down to credit, and we don't even realize it. A big part of your life is dependent on credit. The only problem is we don't know how to utilize it. And that's where my information, or the information that I'm providing, comes into play.
What theories about credit, or how to clean it up, or how to use it as power?
My theories, first of all, like I try to provide real information. And when we're talking about finances, or we talking about investing in stocks and bonds, or even buying a house, believe it or not, a lot of this stuff don't even apply to black people. Well, I'm gonna say poor people, and the reason I say that is because most poor people don't have the means to invest in stocks. They don't have the means to even purchase a home. And we talk about 401ks, things of that nature, it's usually through a job, and people really don't know what their 401k or any other investment account that they taking out of your check when you working 8 hours or 10 hours a day, what that entails. So in my book, Conspiracy of Credit, I kind of talk about like using credit as a means of having an investment account or a savings account, meaning like you leverage your credit to accumulate debt from the standpoint you're able to invest in things to service the debt, meaning like you invest in some real estate. And I don't mean going out and buy a house that you live in. I mean going out and buying a house that's going to give you a return on your money. Because sometimes even if you're in a position to purchase a home and acquire a mortgage, sometimes it's not good to do that.
Why
Believe
not?
it or not. I mean, when you go out, if you working a job and you living from paycheck to paycheck, or you feel like you got a good job and you're not living a paycheck to paycheck, and you go purchase a 30-year mortgage, which a lot of times is a scam, because you buying a property that might cost you, we'll say $200,000. If you really did the timeline and ask yourself, why in the hell is it taking me 30 years to pay off $200,000 when I can go buy a $100,000 car and pay it off in 5 years?
Right.
Right, you see what I'm saying? So for you to go out and put yourself in a predicament with a mortgage that you're gonna be locked into for 30 years, why not just go buy an investment property that's gonna turn for you, that's gonna make you money? You know, I always say, like, you always gotta look at, anytime you taking your own money and investing your money into something, you gotta always look at, what is my return going to be, and how long is it going to take me to get my return on whatever I'm investing in.
Wow. So how did you get started?
I graduated from Tennessee State. I was working as a substitute teacher, waiting to get a job as a teacher at a high school in Memphis. And I'm getting, a paycheck every 2 weeks, 15th and the 30th, but I'm broke.
Right.
So I'm in an apartment with my wife and my daughter, bank account overdrawn, sleeping on the floor with no lights. This how bad it was. Because I'm at that time, the student loans had kicked in, So I was having to pay a little bit every month on my student loans. I had the light bill, which was robbery where I'm from. But anyway, I ended up waking up in the middle of the night one night. And man, I woke my wife up and I was like, we gotta let this apartment go. I was like, the only way that I'm gonna be able to fix this situation, I gotta fix our name, which is credit. And I was like, let's let the apartment go, give me 24 months. And I said, let's move in with your grandmother, or let's move in with my mom. And I said, give me 24 months and I'll give you the world. And you know, of course, her being a woman, she was a little reluctant at first, but you know, she went ahead and followed, and at that point, I made credit my life. And I started, every day it became a job to me. I was on the phone every day. I actually stopped substitute teaching and started messing around with credit repair. Even doing that with people paying me to repair credit turned out to be more money than me going to teach school every day. And it got to a point where I was able to acquire a line of credit, and then it went from there to where ultimately I was able to acquire over $2 million in personal and corporate lines of credit, and my life took off from that point.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So from sleeping on the floor with your wife and your daughter and lights out to how long did it take you? To 24 months later, you fix your credit? It took you 24 months?
It actually was less than 2 years because we ended up buying our first home like maybe within a year and a half. 4,200 square foot home. I did that in less than 2 years. So it didn't even take me to 24 months. So I found other ways of utilizing other people, doing joint ventures with people, with repairing their credit and putting them behind certain companies and acquiring more lines of credit and putting that money into flipping real estate, buying tax lien properties and foreclosed properties, and it rolled from there.
And in this book, you speak about all those things?
Yeah, in the book, I talk about those stories, and I also touch on the book. In the book, I touch on how the feds actually came in later and wanted to know about my tactics with the banks and being able to acquire $50,000 in unsecured lines of credit with using companies such as a shelf corp. A lot of people not familiar with the shelf corps, but what these corps are, they're like seasoned corps that people have nursed, so to speak, for so many years, and then they sell them. So when you get a corp like that, you can easily put a personal guarantor behind that corp that has like a 700 credit score, and you can get $50,000 or $100,000 in lines of credit.
Wow, so you figured out apparently a secret that the feds wanted to know. How you figured it out?
Nah, you know what? I don't think it's so much as a secret, because a lot of people know about shelf corps. It's just a lot of our people don't know about shelf corporations, and they don't know how to utilize them. I think the feds were more upset with the fact that I was buying multiple shelf corps and I was doing joint ventures with people who didn't realize the power that they had in their name in terms of credit, and I was coupling the two together and going to get money from the banks. Well, that became a problem. You know, when they came in, they tried to come with the angle that I had borrowed like $2.4 million in fraudulent loans, which we know that's not true. I mean, I'm still sitting here, and that was like in '05.
What ended up happening from that? Did you get found guilty? You got to go to court?
Nah,
or
me, you know what? Actually, me and my wife, we got subpoenaed before a federal grand jury, and I hired 2 attorneys, and they pretty much resolved the issue for me. And you know, I don't want to say it kind of like went away, but a few things took place, but nothing that incriminated me or nothing to the point where I had to go and be locked up or anything like that. Now, I got messed with a whole lot during this time. I mean, all the way down to the point where me and my wife both were arrested, and the only thing we got afterwards was, oh, sorry, we made a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, so that type of harassment. But at the end of the day, I believe in me. I believe in the gift that God has given me in terms of dissecting credit and putting that information back out in a simple fashion where people can understand how to utilize it.
Wow, man, that's a powerful story. That's a very powerful story. So after that whole experience, you still continue to help people fix their credit and all those things?
On a small scale, but I'm gonna tell you what happened to me, and it happens to a lot of people. I accumulated so much money so fast that I didn't understand how to handle it, and I actually, man, over a certain period of time, I lost everything from my houses to my cars. Like I told you before, like I had a $700,000 house in Vero Beach, had a $500,000 condo at the Buckhead Grand in Atlanta, my house in Memphis. I had every kind of luxury car you can probably think of outside of a Rolls Royce Phantom or a Ferrari, and I lost it all. Just moving too fast, spending money on people around me, and not getting a return on other investments that I made fast enough. And that's what happens to a lot of us. And I ended up losing everything, man. Me and my wife actually, for a short period of time, I was having to drag my family around, like from like a Red Roof Inn to a Best Western, staying there for a couple of weeks at a time until I could figure out how to get back out of my situation. And I ended up actually having to go and get a job again as a corrections officer. But I look at that as part of being a part of my journey, because that really humbled me. And that's actually when I wrote that book, during the time that I was working as a corrections officer. Yeah, I had to fix my credit and my wife's credit. We talking about having to delete over 70 accounts, and it took me 24 months. And at that point, after I finished fixing her credit and my credit, by that time I was done with the book. I released the book, bought the house that I'm living in now, and bought 4 or 5 other investment properties, bought maybe 6 or 7 cars, and started a private rental car business, and I hadn't looked back.
And again, his book, Corey Smith, Conspiracy of Credit, is everywhere that books are sold or contact you?
You can reach out to me through www.conspiracyofcredit.com, www.coreypsmith.com. But the book is available everywhere: Amazon, Barnes & Noble, iTunes, Books A Million. Anywhere books are sold, you can find Conspiracy of Credit.
Thank you again. I hope you enjoyed this segment of Your Black World News. Until next time, be blessed and be encouraged.